Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I just want to discuss mixed cost and high-low method. Mixed cost. What is the definition of mixed cost? Costs that have both a variable element and a fixed element. And mixed costs change in total but not proportionately with changes in activity level. Example, utilities expenses. Okay, this is the example for utilities expenses. Telecom charge minimum payment every month for the service charges. That one we call fixed cost. And call charges based on minutes. That one we call variable cost. Good. So this is the example for utilities expenses using telephone. Mixed cost and high-low activity method. High-low activity methods is used to segregate mixed costs into their variable and fixed component using highest and lowest activities. High-low method use total cost incurred at high and low level of activity to classify mixed cost into fixed and variable component. Okay, when you want to use high-low activity methods, there are 3 steps. Number 1, calculate variable cost per unit. The formula is highest cost less lowest cost divided by highest volume less lowest volume. And step number 2, calculate the total fixed cost. The formula is total cost less total variable cost. And the third step, we have to form the cost function. Y equals to A plus Bx. Y represents for total cost, A fixed cost, Bx variable cost. So this is the formula for cost function. Y equals to A plus Bx. Y represents for total cost, A for fixed cost, B variable cost per unit, and X activity or cost driver. Okay, I will give you the example. Show that there are cost items and we have to identify the item, which one is variable cost, which one is fixed cost, and which one is mixed cost. So, Rubber Company Limited is manufacturing car tires and costs incurred for the month of November 2020 and December 2020 are as follows. So, this is the unit produced for November 26,000 and this one for December 29,000. And this is the cost item, rubbers, salaries, factory rent, supervisor salaries, and utilities. Okay, we look at this one. For example, when the level of output increase, the cost of rubbers increase. So this one normally direct material. Number 2, salary and wages. The amount is increased when the level of output increase. So this one may be mixed cost and we will use high-low method to prove it. And the third one, factory rent. The amount remain constant when the level of output increase. So this one categorized as fixed cost. And supervisor salary 2,500 and for the second one 2,500. It remains constant when the level of output increase. And the last one, utilities. So you can see that utilities increase when the level of output increase. So we have to use high-low method to separate mixed cost. Okay, you are required to identify the cost behavior for each of the costs above. Number 2, for the mixed cost, separate the total cost into variable cost and fixed cost by using high-low activity method. And the third one, when you have to calculate the total cost and we have to create cost function y equals to a plus bx. And the last one, you have to estimate the total cost if x or the production is 35,000 units of tires. Okay, this is the first step. You have to calculate variable cost per unit. So given in the question, this is the highest cost less the lowest cost divided by highest unit less lowest unit. So you get the answer for variable cost per unit is Rm 1.50 per unit. After that, you have to calculate fixed cost, the second step. So A represent for fixed cost. We take the amount for 29,000 unit. So it's good. Okay, this one is the highest cost. No, the highest unit. And we must take the highest cost. So we have to substitute the amount in the formula. So Y equals to 43,500 equals to A plus B. You got the answer 1.50 and substitute X 29,000 and then you get A equals to 0. So rubbers classified as variable cost because it just have variable cost per unit but fixed cost is 0. Salaries and wages. First step, you must calculate variable cost per unit. So the highest cost less the lowest cost divided by highest activity less lowest activities. And the answer for variable cost per unit is RM50, RM 0.50 per unit or 50 cents per unit. Now, we substitute variable cost per unit in the formula. Let's say that we take for Y 24,500. So this one, the highest cost and X, the highest unit. And we substitute the amount in the formula. And when we simplify the amount, we get the answer for fixed cost equals to 10,000. And we have to form the cost function y equals to Rm 10,000 plus Rm 50 cent x. So salaries and wages classified as mixed cost because from the total cost it contains fixed cost plus variable cost. Utilities. So, we must apply high-low method to calculate variable cost per unit. So, this is the first step. You just substitute the amount for the highest cost less the lowest cost divided by highest activity less lowest activities and you got the answer for variable cost per unit 50 cents per unit. And we just substitute the amount for variable cost per unit in the formula y equals to a plus bx. And we just take the amount for 29,000 unit for the highest unit and 12,600 for the highest cost. And we substitute the amount in the formula. And after that, we simplify the amount, we get fixed cost or A Rm 1000. So we have to form the cost function y equals to Rm 1000 plus Rm 0.4x. So utilities classified as mixed cost because it contains fixed cost plus variable cost. Okay, this is the table we want to list all the items. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. And we have to classify all these items based on the cost behavior. Number 1, rubber variable cost, because it just have variable cost per unit. Fixed cost is 0. Salaries and wages, mixed cost. This one for variable cost per unit, and this one fixed cost. Rent, factory, fixed cost, because it just have fixed cost. The amount is 1,500. Supervisor's salary, fixed cost, because it just have fixed cost. The amount is Rm 2,500. Utilities consists of variable cost per unit and fixed cost. So this one classified as mixed cost. After that, we have to calculate total cost. For variable cost per unit, you have to add all this amount, 1.5 plus 50 cent plus 40 cent, and then you got the total variable cost per unit. And total fixed cost, 10,000 plus 1,500 plus 2,500 and plus 1,000. Then you got 15,000. So the cost function or the total cost function, y, this is total cost, equals to 15,000 from this amount plus Rm 2.40x. Now you are required to form the cost function for the total cost. So this is the cost function. Y, or the total cost, equals to fixed cost 15,000 plus variable cost Rm 2.40x. Okay, the last one, estimate the total cost if production is 35,000. That is 35,000 units of tires. So we just substitute the amount in terms of X equals to 35,000. So Y total cost 15,000 for fixed cost plus variable cost per unit times 35,000, and you get the answer for total cost equals to Rm 99,000. That's all for today. Thank you. Don't forget to watch my next video. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.